Should you buy the Tesla Model 3? And I think the answer to that is this. Wow, 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 that power. What is up, guys? Sonduren Canadian Rider. I have the Tesla Model 3 dual motor here. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I've been doing a long-term test on this car in winter conditions to see how it does in cold Canadian winters. Also been testing a whole bunch of the other features on this car, including summon and full self-driving capabilities. So if you want to see those videos, make sure you subscribe, give this video a like, and check out those videos. I'll link them in the card above. But the question that you're all asking yourself when you're looking for your electric car, should you be buying the Tesla Model 3? And I think there's a lot of things to talk about in answering that question, and it all starts with number one, performance. You guys have seen I've driven multiple of these Teslas, and this is actually the time that I've had the Tesla the longest. So I want to say a big thank you to my subscriber who gave me his car while he's out on a business trip to go ahead and check it out. But this Tesla, in terms of performance, is just incredible. Gob-stopping amounts of power. You put that pedal to the ground and you have all the power in the world at your disposal, which is really, really important. Great for daily driving, commutability, getting in onto the highway on the on-ramp, getting out of off-ramps. Having all that power there is honestly really important. And truly, I think one-to-one with my 2008 Audi R8, if you're putting them side by side, I'm actually thinking this is going to win that from a dead stop roll. All of that instant torque is there, lots of that power, especially because this is a dual motor variant of the car. Now, in terms of the second point, performance is not just all about power, but it's about handling, it's about suspension. And this is a little bit of a sportier suspension, so a little bit firmer on it, but that's completely fine. The suspension as well is a little bit more resilient in terms of handling the bumps of a daily driving road with potholes and all this nuances and all this stuff on the road. I think it does a great job. Steering feels great, but maybe doesn't have that feel that you want of the road fully, which is a small little nuance, I would say. But in terms of the performance, the suspension, the engine, the fact that, again, in terms of maintenance and reliability, you don't need to worry about anything in terms of the engine being reliable. You have very little moving parts on an electric engine, which is great. Honestly, all of this power, all of this torque makes for such a fun driving experience. I absolutely love this car, love the amount of power, love the torque. It's almost nauseating, the amount of power, the amount of torque that's in this car. But honestly, it makes it really, really fun, and I really do enjoy driving this every single day. Number two is about range. So this is the one that I would say it doesn't score an A for certain conditions, and there's some things that you need to be aware of. So in my video where I did that big winter test, we saw range in negative 29 degrees Celsius weather be impacted. It was impacted, honestly, about 30%, I would say, of your range was impacted, which is material. Like, that is significant to have 30% of your range just drop. In that one example, I had 20% of the range drop overnight. So you do have a range issue only for the coldest Canadian days. So you need to really think about that only in those times. During a day like this where, it's still in the winter, we're in February right now, and it's a warmer day and the range is completely fine. The battery isn't as affected by the cold temperature. It's only in those really ice cold temperatures it starts becoming a problem. With the supercharging network, that's alleviated to a large degree. You have the supercharging network, charges up these cars quite quickly. But if you don't have that, you have the adapter. You can use the regular charging outlets that are around. But truly, I think in terms of its charging capability, for most of the time, it's going to be fine. It's going to be sufficient. The range on the newer Model 3s are up to 500 kilometers of range per charge. So you do have a lot of that range. Just please note, in the winter, you will suffer from range anxiety. Not for maybe the short to medium jaunts, but for any type of long road trip, you may have some issues with anxiety on the range. That's the only thing. So if that is a sticking point for you, that's something you need to think about. Let's talk about now the interior. The interior, I think, is great. It's very plain. It's very modern, but there's not much going on. I think it does a good job. The big highlight of the interior is obviously this huge display. Love the display. It's bright at every time during the day or night. Very responsive. So even still, this is an older car. This is a 2018 with over 200,000 kilometers. It's still very responsive, easy to use. I really do love it. The only thing I do wish there was tactile buttons for maybe some of your HVAC controls or volume controls, but that's not so much of an issue, to be honest with you. It took some getting used to, but after some time, I got used to it. So I really do like this screen. I love this functionality. I love all of the technology features on this car. So that's another thing. I did a separate video on the entire tech stack of this car, the full self-driving capability, which actually isn't technically full self-driving, but it has autopilot on Navigate. It has the summon capability. It has all of these features that make highway driving much more enjoyable. You double tap the stock here, so it's not on Navigate by autopilot, but you can see it does a really good job just keeping in the lane, you know, at these turns, and these are, you know, decent turns, and it does a really, really good job. And especially on the highway, I felt like I could really trust the car to keep me in the lane. It would actually change lanes for you when it needs to go on the off-ramp. It does all of this great stuff for you. It makes the fatigue of those long road trips and driving, it negates a lot of that, which is really important and really powerful in a car like this, especially if you're looking for a daily driver, a commuting car. It really does allow you to not be so fatigued on those long-term road trips. So that's something else you should be considering when you're looking at the technology stack. And quite honestly, I feel like a lot of what's happening in this car, the technology, is the biggest differentiator for Tesla, including the mobile app. The mobile app is something I talked about. I love the mobile app. We use that for the summon, the fact I can walk up to the car, it unlocks, you know, all of my HVAC controls. The car is heated up for me in the winter before I even enter the car. All of the technology in the app and in the car is really a differentiator for Tesla. I don't think the competition is there yet, but Tesla does have some competition finally. You know, in terms of performance, in terms of technology, like look at this. Oh my God, the power. This is just nuts. It's honestly crazy. And I think they've done a really, really good job in just buttoning these things up on the technology side to provide a really, really great driving experience, especially for those that are looking for a daily driver, but that has enough, you know, balls to get you there, right? Got a lot of power. It's not just get you from point A to B without any fun. You're having a lot of fun while you're doing it. Even we're stopped here right now as an example, and if I were to go to reverse, again, the backup cameras, I love this functionality. You see what's on your left, you see what's on your right. Huge screen on the backup camera. There you can see the Lexus IS250 there. All of this stuff here, you can see what's around you. It's got the sensors. Really, the tech stack in here is really amazing. You have the wireless charging mat, which I know is an aftermarket upgrade, I believe, on this car, but on the newer Teslas, I believe they have that upgrade from the factory. Yeah, the inside is a little bit pedestrian, but I think that's okay, especially for a car like this where a lot of the tech is in here. I think it's all simple. I think it has a nice design. Quite honestly, I really do enjoy my time here. And the week and a half that I've had this car, I've really loved it. Not only has it convinced me 100% that my next car is going to be electric, Tesla's made a really, really strong case for me to go ahead and buy a Tesla Model 3. So if you're asking, should you buy a Tesla Model 3? And my answer has to be a resounding yes. You should be buying this car. What an amazing car to drive. It's so fun, so much technology. The maintenance and reliability is going to be really key. Again, this car has 210,000 kilometers on it and is doing such a great job at really holding together, and it still feels everything from the suspension to all of the parts. Everything's nice and taut. You know, with all of this said, I'm surprised for a car with 210,000 kilometers now and about 5 years old, I didn't find more squeaking panels or anything like that. it's actually been really good. And I know Teslas have had multiple issues for that. So that's a pleasant surprise, I think, the fact that I'm not facing any of those issues. And then again, like, reliability on this car is going to be phenomenal because you have so many less moving parts. A lot of the engine is just, it's that electric motor, and you really just have consumables, right, for the maintenance. You have your tires, your rotors, your brakes. Like, what else do you have other than some of those consumable maintenance items? Otherwise, the car is phenomenal. So yeah, I think if you're looking for a Tesla, you got to make the buy. Honestly, it really is a transformative experience, and I'm, you know, hats off to Tesla for really igniting the fire under all the OEMs to go ahead and invest in electric technologies, to go ahead and have some competition. I think Tesla does have a lot of competition now. You know, I went ahead and did a review of the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which was an amazing car. I think that's going to be a competitor for this Model 3, and just, it's so much fun. Look at this. You just, so much fun, so much power, it just goes, and all of that instant torque is there. Honestly, I'm gonna miss this car. You know, I'm driving it back now. Thank you so much to my subscriber for trusting me with this car and giving it to me for the week and a half, and I'm honestly sad. We're gonna go ahead, we have some surprises for him in store, but I'm really sad to be letting go of this car. It's been so fun, it's been so enjoyable, it's completely, you know, sold me again. Like, I was already sold, but this is the first time again I've had it for a week and a half and just really got to use it and enjoy it. And I am truly sold on this car, and I am very sad to be I'm going away from it now because I've had so much fun with it, and it's actually made driving more enjoyable and easier. It really has. I love all the tech and how it comes together, and it's not perfect. It's absolutely not perfect, but it is definitely ahead of the competition in terms of the refinement of the technology and its actual use cases. I really like this car a lot. I can't imagine what actually, I haven't driven a Tesla Model S before. I can only imagine how amazing that car feels and how amazing that car is. And, you know, and this car has already a lot of power, especially that low end grunt and that torque. It almost scares me to think what a Tesla Model S is going to feel like, but, you know, hats off to Tesla. What an amazing car. Truly an amazing experience. I am a sad person right now about to hand this car back over to the owner who's giving it to me, but goodbye, Tesla. I will maybe be seeing you again sooner than you think. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment box down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe, check out the other videos. More videos to come on this Tesla, on electric cars, on the Audi R8. If you want to follow me on that journey, make sure you subscribe again. But really couldn't be happier with a car like this, you know, having it in your stable as a daily driver, even as just a fun car to go ahead and get around in. It really is, oh, so fun. The torque just doesn't ever get old. So much torque. Gotta slow down here. Oh my god, the speed is crazy. And then if you want, you just take it easy, go on autopilot. And then if you had a nav route here, it'd go autopilot on navigate, and it just makes the entire experience amazing. That's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, again, leave them down in the comment box down below. Hope you are all having a great 2022, and I will catch you guys all in the next video.